the price returned. By your name. In the quiet hills of Yumyu's village, where traditions ran deep like the roots of the ancient Irako tree, there lived a woman named Amaka. She was beautiful in spirit and strong in will. When she married Chinidu, the whole village celebrated for 3 days. Chinidu's family paid the bride price, livestock, yam tubers, kegs of palm wine, and an envelope of money, as tradition demanded. At first, all was well. But as years passed, their home grew cold. Words turned sharp. Chinidu, once loving, became harsh, and eventually violent. Amaka endured, praying things would change, for her sake, and for the sake of her daughter, Adaora. But one night, with a swollen lip and a trembling soul, Amaka packed her things and left. Her return to her father's house was met with silence and shame. In Yumyu's, divorce was frowned upon. It wasn't long before Chinidu's uncles came knocking, not to reconcile, but to demand the bride price be returned. She is no longer our wife, they said. And so, our gifts must be returned. It is our right. Amaka's father, a quiet farmer named Nwankwo, sat in silence, the wrinkle between his brows deepening. So, you want your yams back, he said finally, but not your nephew, who beat my daughter like a goat. It is tradition, the eldest uncle snapped. When a woman leaves, the price is returned. She no longer belongs to your household. But did you come to return the beatings your nephew gave her? Nwankwo asked quietly. There was no answer. Later that week, the village council was called to settle the matter. Elders, men and women alike, gathered beneath the large mango tree. The air was heavy with tension and old rules. Then, an old widow named Mama Nkechi stood and spoke. Bride price is not a purchase. It is a token of gratitude and respect. If it becomes a receipt, then women become goods, and we are not goods. If a man sends a wife away for no just cause, or mistreats her until she runs for her life, then he has forfeited both the wife and the price. The murmurs in the crowd shifted. Some agreed. Others clung to old codes. But change, like a quiet rain, had begun to fall. The council ruled that the bride price would not be returned. Not because tradition was broken, but because tradition had to evolve. Chinidu was told to take responsibility for his actions, and Amaka, though scarred, stood taller than ever before. From that day, stories in Yumyu's began to change. Young girls whispered Amaka's name like a prayer, and old mothers started to say, a daughter is not a transaction. And slowly, very slowly, the price of a woman began to be measured not in yams or coin, but in dignity. What is your tradition? Like, share, follow and comment.